Yeah, I mean, the digital dope game is pretty fun. Testes, 1, 2, 3. Wait, what, 3?
I might be stupid, but I don't get it.
3 testicles. Testes, 1, 2, 3. What? 3?
I see.
Jake's like, oh, I get it. Humans have testicles.
He's like, oh, wait, you're not supposed to have 3?
Yeah, he's like, yeah. Oh, yeah, I don't have 3. I don't have 3 either. Oh.
He's got an injury.
It should be good. It should be a good angle, I think.
So are we done?
Yeah, that's good. That should be good.
What does it mean to plant your flag? It means you're not afraid.
It means you're passionate about what you do.
It means you're here to serve others,
In business, in life,
in good and bad.
you aren't afraid to fly your colors proudly because you know
You serve a greater purpose. This is the Plant Your Flag podcast with Mike Bean.
and Jeremy Mountain.
Hey there, welcome back. It's the Plant Your Flag podcast with Bean Media. I am Jeremy Mountain, and this is Mike Bean, the original Bean in Bean Media. We're doing a reflection episode. We're going to be recapping and reflecting on episode 34 here, the Paul Pierce episode, aka the Omega Red Robert Grant reflection episode. So we're going to go through a couple things that we took away that maybe inspired us, that maybe points to the vision of this podcast, and ultimately just kind of breeze through some of the things that we took away from Robert, aka Omega Red, and hopefully you gain some things from that. But we do recommend checking out the episode because it was definitely very cool. He did a great job of getting the episode out to a lot of people.
His whole network.
Yeah, he said he would, and he did. So thank you, Robert.
Thanks, Robert.
It was really cool meeting Robert. Obviously, I didn't shoot with him, but we spent a good amount of time talking in the office, getting to know each other, and he was definitely a very unique and inspiring individual.
Can't disagree.
The biggest takeaway, I think, at least in this office, macro for the team, it's been a message that we've been kind of throwing around here, was digital dope game.
Digital dope game.
And you were pretty excited about that.
Yeah, because it came full circle in so many ways. Let's first start with the fact that when I listened to the track, I recognized the accompanying voice. And it was an artist that we did a music video for when I first started the company.
Oh, yeah, that's right. More Than Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jonah Castro, who was in More Than Me, was on this podcast.
Yes.
So it was like, I'm like, wait, I recognize that
also
voice.
A musician / professional.
Yeah,
that
right. Yeah,
encompasses everything into what he does.
I text him, and he was like, I'm in Laguna Beach. My wife and I live here now. Stay with me anytime. I was like, well, obviously he's doing something right.
Yeah.
If he's living in Laguna Beach.
Yeah.
So
with Spencer Pratt and LC.
Well, that's funny you say that.
He's running for governor now.
So
or mayor.
I just I said, well, Laguna, good for you, man. Tell LC I said hi.
Yeah.
And
I was definitely team Kristen. What was the other one?
I can't. Kristen Cavallari. She married
Jay Cutler. Yeah, I was team Kristen for sure.
Yeah.
I didn't like LC.
Yeah.
Personally.
Well, I mean, I didn't really watch a ton of it.
I was in high school, so it was that
Yeah.
prime time,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was like the digital dope game thing. It was interesting because, we aligned on the whole aspect that there's too many people out there. And we talked about this last time you and I sat down, in that there's too many people out there who are just slinging it and they don't understand it. They don't have the ability to back up their digital dope game.
Yeah, and for us, it's not something new being in digital marketing and me being able to learn under you as a young professional 10 years ago and now still, you know, business owner has a certain persona or aesthetic that you think, okay, this is what a business owner looks like. But ultimately, like, learning over the years, there's a lot of different types of business owners, and that's kind of like what this podcast is supposed to represent. Is there's you don't know, you can't judge a book by its cover, and you don't know, you know, what level of success someone might have. It looks different to everybody, but ultimately, it's like the people that actually put in the work. I feel, having spent a lot of time with you in this company, we can feel who's real and who is selling snake oil.
Right.
For us, we're automatically perceived as snake oil salesmen because working a lot of time with older business owners, people that maybe have tried with another digital marketing company and gotten screwed. They have a bad taste in their mouth.
Right.
They think SEO is bullshit. They already got overcharged too much. They didn't get any leads. No one proved anything. And now we have AI. So we're certainly used to it, but this presents a whole new deck of cards.
We're kind of behind the eight ball a little bit, right? You know, this industry,
Right.
in like the impression and I guess the best way of putting it would be the hesitation from people to re-engage with the company, spend their money, put their faith in it. And then that's something that Robert and I spoke about, is the responsibility of taking someone's money and turning it around and providing that ROI. It's not instant, so setting expectations is always important.
Yeah. And we were talking before this a little bit about just Rob and you talking about trust, results, and ultimately those two things, they can both exist for a little while separately. Mm-hmm. But if the results don't come or if the results fall off, the trust too will begin to fall off unless you continue to have an undeniable faith and vision, which is what Robert answered his first question with, his foundational question, which we always ask, what inspired you to plant your flag? He mentioned his mother and he mentioned the concept of undeniable faith and vision. And I think having spoken to all these different business owners in all these different industries, that is a paramount feature that if you don't have that, you don't have to be on your knees praying to the Lord Savior, but faith is vital. If you don't have faith, you're not going very far.
Yeah, just faith in itself that you can do it and you're surrounded by the right people. And that I think that that's, you know, like you said, whether it's religion or not, just having faith in yourself and having faith in your mission,
clients,
right?
Sharing that faith, sharing that belief, whether you want to call it faith or belief.
Right.
Doesn't need to be churchy. Don't need to be all church lady on it.
Right. Yeah.
You don't need to get smacked with the ruler to have faith.
Yeah. Put your hands on the desk.
But
that happened to me.
I had only lasted kindergarten at Catholic school, so I was in public school after that.
It happened to me in fourth grade. This one teacher, she slapped.
She
made me put my hands on the desk and slapped me with a ruler.
I definitely got soap in the mouth, but it didn't work.
Yeah.
I just laughed, and then the lady looked at me like I was crazy.
I did the same thing. That's wild.
Oh,
yeah,
not surprising. But
we break the rules.
Yeah, that vision.
Well, we bend them.
Yeah, test them. Make sure they're okay. Mm-hmm. Make sure they're strong for everyone.
Right.
And then if they're not, maybe we can adjust them.
Right.
But vision is something, when he said undeniable faith and vision, I wrote that down because I think those two things are, undeniable faith, undeniable vision. Those are the things that keep our company going. I mean, that's what in the in-between conversations, that's what you and I are constantly trying to continue keeping the faith.
Yeah, keeping the faith alive.
And continuing to build that vision.
Yeah.
And so, like, meeting these people and seeing other people do this, they're not doing what we do, but they're doing what we do. And it's inspiring to share that feeling with others.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, between, like, Fentech and Omega Red and, just in his book. This guy is the true. If you can't come up with a truer definition of a flag planter.
Yeah, a unique flag, a lot of different symbols to represent what his flag is. We were saying right before this, it's almost like without a show that we created. Nobody created this show, but without a show like this.
And thank you for pushing me to do that.
Well, yeah, thanks for giving me the freedom to create here.
And thank you for watching. Only 4% of our viewers are actually subscribed, so if you're enjoying the episode so far, be sure to hit that button. Back to Mike and Jer.
I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, why we created this show, to give people an opportunity.
Like a stage, a platform, tell your story.
Because it's not easy, and the more multifaceted you are, the more difficult, maybe the more time you need, maybe the more platform you need, but it was clear that he was not artificial. There was nothing presented that wasn't authentic. And to be authentic in so many different avenues, I think points to the versatility that Robert had.
And the drive.
Yeah.
Like, man, he does not stop. I don't know if the guy ever sleeps.
Well, the worldly approach to his kind of identity, he represented himself as a veteran in the Air Force who had traveled the world, and his approach to business and networking being a worldly vision. He used the UN as an example of people coming from all over the world and backgrounds to come together to form a solution. I think that was inspiring. I don't think I have been to a lot of places outside of the country, maybe some vacation places, but that spoke to me because I think that's important for people to step outside of their little tube in the world. And yes, represent yourself with safety and protect yourself from whatever energy you don't want, but I think it is important to and this is something that I've learned through working with so many different types of people, businesses, having to sell to different industries, having to sell to different products, different messaging. It's so important to just remember that everyone is living their own life, and you have to step outside of who you think you are, because you're not really who you think you are. You're a reflection of whoever's looking at you.
Right. Yeah.
That's all you can be. So representing your true self, like Robert did, I think is what people should do more.
I agree. And he was very open about his previous experiences. It's like, once again,
right. He doesn't hide from things.
I think we're about the same age, but I don't know how he's done so. I mean, then again, I've been doing this for 20 years, but I don't know how he's done so much. With the Air Force, he talked about, we didn't really dive into it, but spending time incarcerated.
Right.
He's a very poetic hip hop artist.
Right.
Puts that in his lyrics. Boss Moves.
Yeah,
right?
He mentioned the song Boss Moves, and I checked it out quickly, and there were two things that he mentioned on the podcast that I think represent him being an authentic, uniting flag. It was one, the fact that he mentioned something along the lines of being incarcerated in the song, but the other one was why he decided to plant his own flag in, maybe you could call his day job or his business world versus maybe his art world. He didn't like being sort of handcuffed by some of the limitation of the companies he may have been working for, and he decided to forge his own path. And ultimately, that's the type of people that we're looking for to tell these stories on this show. But I think that also was in the song. There was something in the song.
Both of those together.
Yeah, it's in the song.
Yeah.
Two things that he said on the pod are right in the song.
Yeah.
So he is who he says he is, and he says what he feels, and it's all real.
And that's why I've been enamored by his lyrics, his collaborations, and like those. It's not easy to pull that stuff together. and to do it in a musical way that has a hook, and so that's like a lot of impressive stuff.
Off air, he did tell us he was classically trained.
Yeah.
So it makes a lot of sense why there's that depth to a lot of what he's doing in the music stuff. But I mean, it's a lot of work still. Like we know, like just production, writing, it's still a lot of work, and it's art.
Studio time.
But when I saw a video of him like performing one of his songs like live in like a performance.
Was it the one that was in
Boston, I think?
Well, I know there was one that was outside.
Yeah.
And he was interacting with the crowd.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's all just like reverb in a studio.
Yeah.
He's the real deal.
Yeah, and I think that's ultimately also on the music side of things, because we love music and performance and expression and art, which is why we like our industry.
And now we have a whole other catalog of music that we can use for our videos.
Yeah. But I think that ability to perform in front of people versus just studio is obviously what cuts the line between the reels and the radios.
Right. Yeah, like
musicians.
just the fake kind of.
Yeah.
You mentioned AI before. There's so much of that. Like I got fooled by, like we talked about like one guy.
Yeah, the country artist.
Yeah, I thought that he was real, and then I was listening for a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so
Small World, Ella Langley, are you familiar?
No.
She's an up and coming female singer. She's like out of 1969. She's amazing. She's beautiful. But she did this music video with this guy Riley Green, and I'm watching it on vacation with Rayleigh and with Chop because we're getting ready to leave the one Verbo thing, and so I just put some music on, and I'm like, hey, this is my buddy Brian likes this girl, so we're listening. I'm like, this is pretty good. And then this dude comes on. I'm like, now this, honey, come look at this guy. This guy's good looking. And she's like, that's the guy Bob, my dad, that's the guy my dad flies. So like 3 years ago, her dad was like, I'm flying this guy, Riley Green. You know anything about him? We're like, no, not really. And then he's on this video. So it's just...
It's so serendipitous.
Yeah, so I mean... We see these music artists and we think they're like, these untouchable things. But I think, once again, the best ones are the ones that don't become like untouchable. They still connect with their fans. They still show up and perform. They give you your money's worth. I think whether you're in fintech, digital marketing, rap, country, whatever you do in your life, be real.
Yeah, be real. Like,
do the work.
Be real and don't be afraid to take that leap.
Yeah, get on stage.
Because if it feels right to you, like there's so many people who have hesitation.
Because doesn't stuff doesn't always feel good. The stuff that feels like it doesn't always feel good in the moment.
No.
Like the best stuff actually usually doesn't. It's after that you're like, holy shit, I can't believe I did that.
Well, they say that there's like no such thing as stress in the actual moment. It's leading up and after. I don't know if I believe that's actually true.
I definitely can get down with when people say that like anxiety is fear of the future and regret maybe is. No, anxiety is...
Don't fear fear. Fear is a fear killer.
Well, it was just something about past and future. Anxiety, maybe depression. You're living in the past.
Right.
Anxiety, you're living in the future instead of like living right now.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was.
That might,
We'll have to look it up.
That might track.
It speaks to, just this whole thing, living in the moment, not being afraid. But connections, I think as we wrap here, connections being one of the biggest things that I took away and you took away. And what we represent here at Bean Media, whether we're talking about our clients and how we continue to follow Mike on his journey of building the relationships that built this company and continue to grow the company, or approaching our strategy for our clients and trying to find audiences and finding personas and ideal audiences and ideal buyers, clients that we can isolate and speak to and we talked the logo again, right in the background, that sort of flowery wheel connective tissue there. That is what I took away from seeing Mike start the company and the connections he made. So when Robert went down that pathway, obviously that was something that we could get down with.
Yeah, and like that was another thing too, is that I had mentioned that because he also used to run a networking group prior to COVID, and I brought that up, and he was kind of shocked. He's like, "Wait, people are talking about me?" Humble, that. But there's like a balance between humble and confident. And being able to move forward, and he does, I think, a good job of that. What I'd like to do before we get done, and this is something that is going to be a surprise. Boo, 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 boo. Drake.
Hi.
What are your thoughts? What are your takeaways?
Wish I had my phone. I'd record him. Do you have your phone on you?
Nah.
I think it's really impressive that he's both this, this influential rapper Omega Red, but also this influential, fintech. But I mean, it sounds like he's been basically doing this his whole career, and he was in the Air Force, and he's a rapper, and he has a book. It's really just impressive that he's taken all these elements and combined them into one, but they're not like separate. It's all just him.
Yeah, because when he first came in, I said, "Well, you do a lot," and he's like, "No, not really." And then as we started to unpack it through the whole episode, he's like, "Oh, I guess maybe I do more." Because sometimes when you're in the middle of it, you don't realize how much you're really doing.
Oh yeah, and that can be scary sometimes, or it can't not be. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, as you get more comfortable, experience, once again, doing the work, being uncomfortable, the more time you do that, all of a sudden you're comfortable in uncomfortable scenarios.
Yeah, be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Sweat the sweat.
Yeah.
Grow the pit stains.
Right? Yeah. I've thrown out a lot of shirts.
Sweaty meetings build champions. But no, I did have written down, stay on the search for sustained success. That was something we were just talking about. Yeah. And I think that does tie into sort of his approach. The undeniable faith and vision is also similar to staying on the search for sustained success, which was just an alliterative phrase that I brain puked the other day. But that's the stuff.
That's what you gotta do. You gotta
that's the stuff that builds the vision. It continues building forward. So I mean, we're gonna keep finding these people. We have a couple people in the hopper here. Once again, if you have or are a business owner, or you have friends, family that want to tell a little bit of the story, we'd love to have them on. We love telling stories. We do this because it's what we love to do, and we have all this equipment. And we have Drake, very talented producer. And ultimately, this is fun for us. It helps us tell a little bit more of our story because we don't have a lot of time to do it, as we have to get to a meeting in an hour. But as we wrap here, any closing thoughts on episode 34, Mike?
No, other than what we talked about before, very impressive man, was a pleasure. And also, his power of networking is undeniable, considering the fact that it exceeded all of my expectations as far as views, comments, all that kind of stuff. So we would like to continue to encourage anybody out there who's interested in these kind of conversations to share, comment, and check out the last episode if you made it this far into this episode. And I want to thank Jeremy, I want to thank Drake, and I want to thank the rest of the team out there, and I want to thank Robert for the last episode and all of his sweat equity that he put into just helping us push that episode further.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Proof was in the pudding. The results were there.
Yeah.
He said what he did, and he did what he said.
Yeah. He wasn't joking.
We'll see you on the next episode. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.